Hello everyone and welcome to my Essential Messages. My name is Bobby and I will be your guide for today. Today I'm going to dabble with the tarots and do some channeling, and we are asking what is happening right now around the world with humanity and everything that's going on. It's pretty interesting times at the moment. I thought that when I wrote this title, my team was going to bring me to, just humanity as a whole and that sort of thing. But then as I was waking up and at 3 in the morning, I was getting it wasn't really it wasn't really messages, but it was more of a just statements about the comets, Atlas 31, the Bogus sphere, the AI, and they were just kind of like stating these things. And I'm like, oh, you're talking about this channel message that I'm actually going to channel through this morning. And they wanted to bring this and these things into this channel message because there's a whole thing that's happening here for humanity in their awakening process. And even though we will use the tarots, I think there's going to be a fair bit of channel messages coming through. I'm feeling lightheaded. Sorry, I'm doing this like I'm going crazy. I'm feeling lightheaded at the moment on this side, which is my left side. So they're definitely wanting to come in with these messages. Okay, hang on a sec. Before we even start, please like and subscribe. I have to say this. I keep forgetting to say that, and although my chat bar team always says it, and just trying to get used to saying it. And if you want a one-on-one reading with me, I have lowered my prices. I forgot to say that in the last message. For now, I'm not sure how long it could be. It could be for a wee while. It could be for a few months. It could be just for a month or so. But it's lowered at the moment. Just my 1 hour prices, because there's a lot going on. People are struggling with all this crap anyway, and my team is looking after me. So it's been interesting because I pretty much started off with nothing, and I've been looked after. I'm lucky. But then again, these things aren't just luck, are they? It's a reflection of the abundance that you feel within yourself as well. But I do need, income coming in weekly to stabilize me. Anyway, so whatever. So what I wanted to do was, before I came online, the reason why I was late is I was looking up the image that I had of when Comet Ison came over, because that's relevant at the moment with the Atlas 3I that's also here, and the Anunnaki, and they're really driving this in, that they're wanting to bring this up because there's so much going on with humanity, but it's coming to a pinnacle. It's coming to a point where we finally get it, that we never had to be afraid, that it was the fear that was creating the fear, that was creating the illusion that there was more power outside of us than inside of us. And these beings that are coming, and they had literally in eons gone, like in our history, a long time ago, which was hidden. The Anunnaki actually came here to drive humanity through the logical and the masculine era, and they didn't use the fear as much as what the Draconians did. When they left, the Draconians came in and started to manipulate humanity through fear because they wanted more control, more power. But that was the natural progression that humanity's journey went on, to learn all about their logical side anyway, because when one is out of balance, which is the masculine side of humanity, when one is out of balance, it will always try to protect that which it is out of balance of, through fear of what's been brought in from being out of balance. And it could go either way. So it's all about meeting in the middle at the moment. But they want to bring up, I want to just bring this to, we have all these spheres going around the world at the moment, bogus spheres, not just that one. That one was found, I think it was in Colombia, they're saying. I actually don't know. Hope I'm right. Hope my channeling's right. And when it was found, and when it was found, there was also others that were found around the world as well. There's a coming together of the planes of field that were already there. They were already around humanity. They were already, some of them manipulating, some of them observing, some of them just waking up specific people. They're showing me comets that came over that were seen as comets. The scientists were blinded to the fact that there were more than comets. But see, as humanity is starting to unveil or take away the illusion of limitation and only working with the five senses and opening up themselves up to more, and they're feeling that there's a feeling here that there's something more, even in the science of things, when in the astronomy, and that they are even being awoken to the fact that there could be something more here, and that it isn't making sense where before, when we got a comet that acted a bit weird or whatever, they just dismiss it. In the science and the astronomy, they just dismiss it. They dig up the pyramids and they try to make the story fit into the five senses, the limitations that humanity was working with, and they didn't understand that that there was more that was going on here than meets the eye, and that in itself would bring in that like unveiling of oneself and trusting in their feeling, would literally ask the question. So when there was a feeling of the scientist or the astronomer that something's not right here, and then they ask a question to the universe, is this more than what we think? That in itself is opening up humanity to the realization that these comets are not comets. And they have been going around Earth for a wee while now. And they were showing me the Anunnaki coming back, and they were observing, and they were going to awaken specific people or get in touch with specific people. I know I've had them come in. I have so many of these weird and wonderful stories throughout my life, and the story of the Anunnaki is one of the strangest ones. But I literally had them in my bedroom, and they were testing me to see if where my fear level was to be able to talk to me and that sort of thing. But at the same time, Comet Ison was coming over. And that was another one they said that was not a comet. There's these different comets that came that were... They had a way, because they were very much the Anunnaki and more in the material world. They were they would cover themselves with the illusion that they were a natural phenomena, and humanity would just accept it because they didn't want to believe anything more anyway. So they would just accept it as that. So it was when we awoken to the fact that they were more than a natural phenomena, that it was the timing was getting close for humanity to accept their place in the wholeness, or their place in the higher, or the fifth dimension, and above they would open themselves up, the blanket over top of them that kept them in like a kind of an imprisonment of limitation to learn all about their logical side was going to be pierced. It was going to be taken off them. It was uncovered, but it was literally a natural progression of humanity awakening at the same time as these things still visiting, and then seeing past the illusion of just the five senses and feeling into there's something more going on here, that it actually awoken the truth or the real story. And the real story is that some of these so-called comets are actual ships that are flying around. Now, I've steered away from Atlas 31. If you haven't noticed, I haven't even done a video on it. But I did do a video on the Bogus sphere because they really wanted me to. I don't know why I didn't do it on Atlas. I haven't watched anyone else's videos. You know me, I stay as clean as I can, within, whatever my team takes me to is what I need to know. And I need to know bases because I like to get my channeling fresh from them. I don't want to be distorted by my logical mind remembering something that somebody else has said. So this is what coming from my intuition and not from some logical memory or something like that. So I don't know what's been said out there about Atlas 3I or whatever you want to call it. I have no idea when it comes to channel messages, but this is what I'm receiving, just so you know where that's coming from. So yeah, and the reason why I know it's Anunnaki related is because at the same time in 2013 when they visited me and I was told that they were going to return, the fallen angels, so to speak, that I also had a massive mega ship come over my property, and it was like a haze in the night that was just a square rectangle, and then it morphed into a comet. So I knew that the comet was an illusion over humanity, pulled over humanity, because they didn't want to see past the fact of a natural phenomena, that there was actual living beings out there. And yeah, so I had a visitation, I had this huge ship. That's a whole other story right there. But at the same time, I drew a drawing, and in this drawing, I didn't understand what I was completely drawing, but I just went into a channel, into a state of a trance, and I drew it. And now I'm looking at it and I'm starting to feel more. So that's what I was looking at when I was a bit late. So I got this back up again. Let's see if I can get it without the writing. Right. So, damn shadows, reflections. I mean, okay. So if you can see, if I go close up here, we have the two triangles, the black circle, the white circle, and then the ship. And they wanted me to show that because what they were saying is these little circles, each one of them represents a so-called comet that's not a comet, that came around Earth in this moment, and they're showing me the black one is Atlas 3I, and the white one that I had at the top that was to do with me and seeing a ship, which was a rectangle, was Comet Iceland. So you see all the ones that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 more in between these two that also came to Earth and was disguised as a comet as well. And then we've got 2 after. The one Atlas 3, the Atlas one is the one that's grounding. So we see, I drew this in, what was it? Oh God. October 13th. Interesting, we're so close to October 13th now. It's the 16th when I'm recording this. So, in, yeah, 2013. So yeah, then we had the Atlas one that was grounding, and there's the particle that hits the Earth. See, so it was changing. Oh, crikey. Sorry about the reflection. I'm trying to find a way that it can do it without it. No, it's not going to work. Okay. So yeah, then we have that see the little balls of light, and we have the 2 swirls, and they're talking about the feminine and masculine within humanity now starting to work together, and a grounding that's happening. So this is the moment in time where the astronomers, the scientists are starting to actually come forth with, we don't know. We think this might be something more. That opens the door to a lot more happening. So that's, now I get that picture, that image. Well, some of it. I still don't get the triangles either side, although I feel there's a balance here, a definite balance. The fire, something, yeah, I'm not really sure. There's a couple of things there that I still haven't got. There's on one side a galaxy, and then the other side there's these stars that, which to me represent Pleiades, and the galaxy represents where the ships come from. So that's really interesting. I'm just trying to hang on. I should really just let go because I'm in my logical brain at the moment and just channel through some messages, see what interest comes up with this one. But anyway, I had to at least express all of that before we get into tarot, because I know that this was a tarot channeling as well. So we'll ask the cards as well, what the heck is going on here? Because more channeling might come through when the cards present themselves. So let's see what else is going on here. So we have all these spheres. We're definitely getting closer. We're getting closer to realizing that we're not the only life here. We're not the only life here. It's starting to happen. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm just going to see what story comes up with this. Yeah, this is what it's leading to, because we're starting to merge our inner and outer world. As we merge the masculine and feminine within us, that is representative of the inner world with our feminine and the outer world with our masculine. Then we're also matching that happening too, which means that the inner world is starting to awaken the masculine world or the outer world to a lot more magic, a lot more that's going on out here. And so then we are bringing in these so-called beings from other worlds, but we have to have been empowered to have come into empowerment ourselves, like a balance within ourselves of recognizing that nothing outside of us is more powerful than us, because we're all source energy, no matter where we've come from, and that source is whole. It's just love going on a journey. So the only fear that happens is a lack of that, which means you're out of balance again, which brings in the demise of all the fearful programs and stuff. The reality is everything exists within the space of love, and it's very hard for humanity to get a grasp of this, because we've been living in a fearful world for eons, and it's something that just feels wrong to us. We're like, of course we have to have fear in our life. No, that is the out of balance. That is showing you where you're out of balance. And if you come into your natural program, you'll realize you always had the will within you to say how your story moves in your life, because your soul has that. Yeah, so, okay, we're going to go with this. Anyway, so there's definitely something else coming in here. So two that fell together, and we have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Three of Pentacles. Look at that. But the Two of Pentacles, I don't know which way I actually picked them up. One's upside down and one's not. We'll present it like that, with the Two of Pentacles upside down and the Three. So we've got the progression happening here. We are moving forward. This is the evolution of humanity moving forward. There's a groundedness here. We're grounding our understanding that that magic isn't just a whimsical thing out there. There's something tangible here that we are starting to work with, a tangibleness. There's the feminine masculine, I suppose. It's out of balance, out of whack, turning it upright and realizing we're coming together, which is creating, when these two are in balance and the choices are made from you make the choices of how your life progresses, then you end up bringing in another. And that could be representing of these benevolent beings. And then we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. So no longer needed to defend ourselves. Our defense is our will of knowing who we are, our will of understanding that if we decide to live on this planet and become part of the story on this planet, then we have every freaking right to do that. And within that, the reality bends to you. Your reality bends to you. You step out of survival game. You're no longer standing there trying to survive in this world and being dictated by others outside of you, which was taking a lot from you. They were literally draining. Always my team shows me you being drained by these others by keeping you in a survival mode. And they take that excess power, they take that excess gold, they take that excess that you've created, that money, whatever you want to call it, and they utilize it to pull you into even more programs to keep you into a survival mode more over and over and over again. So how do we reverse that? We say to ourselves, by the will of myself, I am empowered. I am the one that was born here, and I deserve to be here, and I want my universe to show up in a way that is supportive of my own support of being here, my own will to be here. You take your will back. So I know that we're going into that sort of thing instead of Atlas and Bogus. So that's the problem with the tarot. But I do want to feel like there's messages that want to come through with. Okay, let's ask a question. What is this relevance to the Bogus sphere? Because I want to go into that. Relevance to the Bogus sphere. Look at this, playfulness in reverse. Oh. Are they playing around with us? So they're definitely, the Bogus sphere is from different beings, and I did do a channeling on that. If you want to see that is there on my just go through all my videos, all the videos, or look up on my channel Bogus sphere. But yeah, they're not just, I don't feel like it's, they might see it as a bit of a playful energy. Oh, they're opening up now. Wow, they're going to actually take these things more serious now, and see past the veil of limitations. I think that there's something there. I think that there was an accident that happened, but it's almost like their higher self is also playing with the energy of helping awaken humanity. So say, for instance, there's beings out there that know that humanity is waking up. Their higher selves or themselves, they're saying, wow, I'd love to be part of that story. Let's see if we can entangle into their story and help them awaken up even more. And then when they go out and they do their natural survey with their spheres, which are usually hidden, one of them goes a bit crazy and shows itself. The veil was opened because there was an interaction between the two souls of wanting to connect, and they had an accident and they lost one of them. And they're like, oh well, that's the way the story goes, because we're already putting our intention of wonderment, of playing with the energies of helping humanity awaken. And so the story ends up developing in a way of they lost a sphere. They would like it returned, by the way, because they did say that. But and that returning of the sphere and humanity now releasing enough to go, we're letting it go. We want to return it to the people that it came from. When they get into that energy of gratitude and gratefulness, then it will meet in the middle of them actually having communication with these beings. See, so but humanity be more like the I'm going to hold it close, and I'm going to look into this and make it all, see what I can find. And they won't find anything beyond what their consciousness can handle until they come into gratitude and to love. And they are expressing that they would like to return it to the real owners. Then within that gratitude of handing it back, I'm seeing a collaboration where they would learn a lot more from these beings. So that's really interesting. So there's a game that's been played here without even realizing it. They're even showing from the other side as well. But there's a higher self link here because of humanity awakening to way more. Very, very interesting. What other questions can we ask? If you think of a question too, I don't mind if you put it in the chat bar. Emily, people have no idea what I've had to face. Yeah, I'm not doing that sort of thing at the moment. We will do some free chat bar readings after, but we look, Emily, my heart goes out to you. Absolutely. It's, you know, and we've all been through this shadow stuff. There's a true awakening that's happening, and I do want to help. So if you just hang on a little bit, I'll do free chat bar readings coming up soon. So this is card that just fell out about this message that's happening at the moment. Possibilities. Look at this. The eagle representing the unknown, you know, that's coming from the skies. The possibilities that have been awoken for humanity at the moment is unlimited. We just have to meet it at the point of love, and then whoa, all of this information and wisdom is just going to come flooding in. But when we have resistance towards what's happening outside of us and fear, it's still going to be a block. That's the block. That's the point where we're not going to see past into this other wisdom, because the wisdom is carried through love. And so it's not, yeah, there's a definite awakening to humanity dropping the fear game. This is going to help us drop the fear game and rise us into these higher dimensions so that we can actually help each other and also communicate with those beings that are coming from outside of us. Now, the Anunnaki, they know that their game that they actually, you know, they had to help humanity to live in a separated world from it, because they were caught, they lost their first communication to all, which was the universal language of telepathy. And when that happened, they had to like teach humanity how to speak and babble. And they went through all these different countries and taught each country. And they saw themselves, well, they portrayed themselves as gods, because humanity couldn't see past the illusion that they weren't, that they were actual just beings, but they weren't meeting them at the same power. And so because they weren't meeting them at the same willpower, they ended up putting them on a pedestal, which created this illusion of gods outside of us. It was way more frightening. And then the power control sort of a thing fell into place because humanity fell into a victimized state. This is the thing that we're going to get ourselves out of. We're getting ourselves out of being a victim to this world. And this is why we're going through all this shadow stuff, and actually literally why we're going through the problems, Millie, and those that are going through these shadow problems, what we've gone through. And each and every one of us, I can tell you now, that has gone through absolute trauma and stuff, to be able to awaken themselves to realizing that they always had the reins, that they can control their life. They have got these horrible horror stories. I know I can share with you my own horror stories. It's not nice what I've gone through. And everyone would just go, what? You went through all of that? But, you know, this is not a game of who went through the most and all that sort of stuff. It's a game of taking back one's power, and understanding that we can actually lead through our imagination, shifting the story. Okay, we don't want to focus on that sort of drama and story anymore. We want to focus on this other story, which is beauty and connection and love, and coming into realizing we can also create a world like that. We don't have to create a world of misery, and it comes from you. Your universe bends to you. Yeah, your fears that you have are coming from you. So this is an awakening that humanity is coming into. Consciousness is coming up here. So definitely with everything that's happening, Atlas 3i, the Bogus spheres, Willow, the Voyager getting messages that are profound messages, you know, AI going in and actually bringing through all these messages as well, and waking humanity up to more, because humanity's like, I wonder what AI would say about this Willow, this Voyager. Yeah, because Voyager went out there, found a message. Humanity up till now, I thought it was just distortion. And then, of course, now that we're awakening, we return back to that message, find out it's not distortion, there's a pattern there, put AI through it. AI turned around and said it is the meeting of one at source energy. And then when that happens, whoever comes across that message now actually gains wisdom through the message. So it didn't matter what scientist actually heard the frequency, they got the answer that they wanted. So each person that went up to that frequency that Voyager returned with ended up getting a different answer because they were seeking a different question. And so, yeah, that sort of thing is awakening our consciousness. We are awakening to so much more. But see, like I said, it has to meet at love. If you go into that and you're afraid, what would you meet? You know, if you heard that frequency, a God source energy frequency, and you were afraid, you would meet your fears, because you have to meet your fears in order to jump out over the fear, to be able to see that it was always you in the first place. It was mirrored back to you, and that your will and who you think you are, and who you think you are as in source energy, not an ego way, not as an I am better than everyone. When you get to the real true point of meeting each other at the face of God, at the face of source energy, whatever you want to call it, the universe, when you meet at that space, you recognize that everyone is equal, that everyone is exactly the same power, because we all come from the same space. We all come from that essence, the source energy, split into trillions of different life forms, going on different journeys, having different experiences, returning that wisdom and information back to the I, or the source of energy, and then going, wow, that was an amazing adventure. That was so cool. And even when you pass over, they're telling me, when you literally leave this plane of existence, you will go, wow, that was a cool, you know, because you won't have the program that's holding you into the limitation of fear, which is held by this masculine energy in humanity's consciousness, which has now been dissolved. And when it's dissolved, we see all past all the illusions, all the deceptions, everything. We see the people behind the veil. They're showing me like the wizard that's behind the curtain, that like peeks behind the curtain and sees behind the curtain a master, so-called puppet person playing everybody off, pretending that they are all that, with bells and whistles, that they are bigger than what they are. And they are not. Physically, some of these beings are maybe more powerful in a physical way, but if you met them with innocence at the point of love, and you have a strong will, you have the same will as what they do, they cannot do anything to you, because that well of divine spark that you have is, they will see their own source energy in you, and they will recognize themselves as the same source energy within you, the same divine right to be here, and then it will nullify anything. So your reality bends to them either awakening or leaving. It'll be one or the other. So humanity awakening to this power within them, the will within them, is either going to awaken their so-called perpetrators that are covering, controlling them, or they're going to leave. One or the other, because it won't match the same frequency or the will of humanity saying, no, we have decided to have a fearless, no more fear in our reality, a fearless reality from now on. We are meeting ourselves and understanding that within our divineness, our feminine side, which we have been covering over, is the actual power that we were seeking in you, telling us what to do. It was always within us, in the feminine side, as our connection to source energy, to the soul. The soul is the same. It's the same power as you. It's just incredible what's happening. This is what's happening. So humanity's awakening is absolutely massive. What's going on at the moment? Our reflection, our mirror reflection, they're bringing me to behind me. See, I'm house sitting at the moment. This isn't even my place. And here I am in this beautiful space with the word love in the reflection here in the mirror, which is actually on the wall over opposite me. It's just a reflection of love. It's just so interesting how the outside world starts to mirror your will. your decision that you are worthy of being here because you were born. It's as simple as that. You could be born into the worst scenario, but if you see that spark within you, if you notice it and you're like, I will, my will is to change my story, is to shift the illusion of fear. It will change everything. And then the bending of that will match, it will bring in this beautiful creation that humanity has been after all this time. This is how we get ourselves out of this mess. It's got nothing to do with forcing somebody to do something outside of us. Just that's the fear that was pulled over us. It's to do with our own inner consciousness awakening to this. And that is going to spark a lot more of these really cool stories of the bogus sphere falling to earth, Atlas 3I actually being, benevolent beings that are up there in observation, waiting for us to meet them at the point of love, with no fear, so that we can actually have a communication. We can't communicate with something that we're in fear of. We can only fight it. It doesn't work that way. We want to communicate with more. We want to expand our reality into more. We can only expand through love. We can't expand through fear. Fear will always limit us. It's when you see it like that, it's so obvious. It's just so obvious. The illusion is over now. The illusion, the blanket is pulled off us. It's literally, they're showing me the blanket being pulled off us, off humanity's consciousness. And then we're raw, right? So we're feeling like a little bit, oh my God, I've been through so much crap in my life. And oh my God, what's going to happen next? And you're like, no, it's okay. Because this rawness is an unknown quantity. I don't know what's happening next, but I'm trusting that I'm choosing in each and every moment from now on what's going to make me happy. Every moment, what's going to make me happy, and trusting that no matter what that choice is, that if it's making me happy, it's leading me to happiness. It's bringing me into a present moment of happiness, and constantly say that to oneself. Millie, I'm doing free readings after this, so just wait till I do some free readings. You'll know because I'll open the chat bar to free reading, which won't be very long, another few minutes. Is there anything else that's wanting to come up at the moment as we look into humanity's, what's happening with humanity at the moment? So final messages. Look at this laziness. Yeah, okay. They're telling me humanity has been looking for the quick answer. They're looking for an easy way out. There is no easy way out if you're full of fear and if you're not seeing yourself as the beautiful, powerful person, supporting yourself, giving yourself self-love, giving yourself what you need, then you're going to literally be sitting on these icebergs, and it's going to make you shift. There is no easy way out of this checkerboard game. We have to face what we thought was more powerful than us, and our illusion of and our realization that we could actually shift the story by letting go and just coming back to imagining a whole new game here. We've been given a opportunity here with the confusion that's happening outside of us of what's real. A logical mind is breaking up and going, I don't know what's real anymore, because there's too much lies, too much deception. And literally, AI is even reflecting that in social media, and humans using AI as social media, and the deception that's been poured over us. And I did a talk about that just recently. So, like, it's all switching us up to trusting our intuition. And then when we trust our intuition and how we're feeling, we're taking the reins to our reality. We also have to take responsibility to our reality in what we're creating, and anything that's mirroring us that we're allowing into our life that is absolutely horrible, and we're allowing it to happen to us, was our choice to allow that, and that we didn't respect ourselves and the allowance of a manipulator or a narcissist doing that to us. And so we can shift the story by just sitting in this no man's land, like a space of nothing is real. Nothing is real. I can't trust anything outside of me. I'm coming back into my intuition. I'm feeling through my life from now on. And through the feeling is when we're going to have all these gifts of understanding. We could change the story. We have way more power than what we were told. Okay, I'm going to open the chat bar now because I feel that pull, especially from Neely, to open the chat bar. I think I probably should get into this more through another channeling, which I do straight channelings on Tuesdays. Okay, just let me clear and delete. And if you would like to have a reading, they're already saying yes, please, then I will give you a reading. Mealy, if you want me to give you a small free reading, you have to say yes, please, because I won't do a reading unless I get your yes. Just say yes, you don't, whatever. Okay, here we go. Please remember, if you want a full-on one-on-one reading with me, my prices have just been lowered. So, well, my 1 hour prices have been lowered. So, yeah, go and take a look at that. If you want a one-on-one reading, they're really full-on. Yeah, they'll help you. For sure. And I have like 50, 60 reviews on my page and stuff like that. Anyways, I put every single review up. Every review that I get, I put up. All is one. Let's go with you. Okay, energy of all is one. All of a sudden, I'm smiling and I'm feeling a lot lighter. So there's something about you that's shifting or shifted. I don't know. There's something that's coming that's going to put a smile on your face. That's a nice feeling. I like that. Happier than what you thought at Summit. Well, that's really interesting. You've done the work. There's the messages that are coming through without the cards. Please help me with, yeah, radio. 8 of Wands. It's coming in. Whatever it is that you're seeking for is coming in faster than what you thought. You have a real clear focus. I think you have a clearer focus on what your intentions and what you want in your world. And with that clear focus is you're going to line yourself up with something happening faster. They're showing me that masculine meeting the feminine and going, whoa, I know what I want to do now. It's something to do with clarity for you in the near future. Sorry about my dinging on my phone. Clarity. You know where to point the arrow. See this person, if he doesn't know where to point the arrow, then he's going to miss the target. But you have it within you to know where to point that arrow now. You know where you're going. And that means it comes in a lot faster. So there's something coming in faster for you that's going to put a smile on your face because you're going to hit the target. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it there, all as one. Otherwise, I'll start doing a full-on reading. Okay, Debbie. Debbie, we have, as I said, your name. I put it in and then it shuffled back out again, but I'll put it back in. Okay, Debbie. just to know that maybe there's something happening for you that you're at the Wheel of Fortune. Fortune. This can be seen as somebody who's letting go of a lot of the past and clearing a path for a whole new beginning. You're starting again. But this is a lot better. They're showing me the feeling of those stars that are behind the Pharaoh or near the Pharaoh, like sparks of yes. I'm starting to see now. There's something, and I think that message for all is one is also for you, Debbie, too. So there is a clarity that's needed for you to move forward and knowing where you're going next. I just gave Debbie a reading. It was beautiful. Okay, Dedra, and you're welcome, all is one. Dedra, and the Fool. So Dedra, and you have the Fool. Sorry, I really went into a daze there, and they were showing me the hand held out and the symbol. I don't know what the symbol is. I think it's Libra. Not very good with horoscopes. Or Pisces. Not really sure, honestly. But for some reason, they're pointing out you offering. I think there's like a feeling here of you offering something to somebody out of love. Where's this going? And it might be a bit kind of something you stepping out of an ordinary you're stepping out of your ordinary self, like it's a Fool card. Fool card is jumping off a proverbial cliff and trusting where you're going. The Emperor in reverse. So you might be helping out somebody that's feeling really stuck. I think you're going to find that you can shift people a lot quicker than what you did in the past. That you actually have an ability to shift people's crap a lot faster than what you had in the past. Something of a healing nature that you're coming into, or understanding about yourself. It's like my telepathy skills and my channeling is just ramped up this last month or so. It's just gone whoa, whoa, whoa. And synchronicities, crikey dickens. Cannot believe the amount of synchronicities that are flying into my life. So I'm starting to see the gifts that are starting. There's something about you, and maybe the feeling, there's a gift that's coming through where you're starting to realize, oh, you can actually hand out this hand of love and heal others through it. Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it there. Who else have we got? If I've missed you, sorry, because the things are going up quite quickly. So who else have we got that said please? Thank you. Gigi. 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 We have the Ace of Cups coming up for you. I'm finding there's something of a heart, something that you want, that you really want with your heart, but I'm kind of seeing you swimming around it like these fish, and I don't feel like it's like you feel like it's almost like there's something that you want, but it might be seemingly quite big, and to your logical mind. They want you to shush your logical mind enough for just acceptance and allow what's coming in to come in, because you're probably going to find that that thing that you thought was too big is actually something that can come in for you. And yeah, because they're showing me this cup like huge, like your heart is full of love, but it's almost like unreachable. The fish in the water can't jump up into the cup. That's the story I'm getting for you. So there is something logically based that's still holding you back from this huge thing that you want to manifest into your life. So you really need to just go, you know what? I don't know all the answers. I don't know how this is actually going to happen. I don't need to dictate in my head, oh, well, I've got that plan and that plan and that plan, so that'll mean that that'll work then. Oh, that's still not going to reach where I want to go. It's almost like, no, just stop all thinking, because the thinking is the thing that's kind of stopping you from realizing that you can actually have this heart fulfilled. Yeah. Okay. Who else have we got? Wow, I'm probably missing some people here that have asked for a reading. I'll do Mealy next, and then we'll go on to it, because it's going quite quick on the chat bar. Mealy. This is the thing. My empathy is huge now. It's so strong. When I do a full-on reading, I literally feel the person that I'm going to read for, like hours, if not a day, if not days before, and I have to realize it's not me, it's the reading that's coming up. And I'm feeling with you, it's like crying. I'm trying not to cry. I'm sorry, and I know that you've already is obvious because you put it in the chat bar, but give me a moment. Yeah, I think you've been shown where you haven't given yourself something. Those people that aren't giving, everything that's taken away from you is showing you where you need to give that back to yourself and not rely on someone outside of you anymore. Because when you give it back to yourself, you're going to rebalance yourself into alignment or a frequency that allows the right people to come in, rather than seeing yourself as less than. They're bringing up a story of someone that's brought in people that never saw the beauty of you, because you never saw it within yourself. And now your soul is literally taking everything away for you to see that beauty within yourself now. So turn it around. It's like I literally went through this myself with the last partner that I was with. He withdrew his love completely. I was left alone in another room, and I had to then go, you know what, I'm going to love myself. And I'd gone through a lot with my parents and so forth, not hugging me when I was a kid. So you know what I did? I went out and bought one of those huggy toy things that kids have, and I hug that every night whenever I because I've been on my own since, and that's my love giving my love to me. So it's fueled me, and I feel really good, and I feel like I don't need a man in my life, sort of thing, to save me or anything. I don't need something in my life to save me anymore. I'm saving myself. And in saving yourself, you'll align yourself with the right frequency in the end. So this is going to be a little bit of a journey for you, but it is relevant to the story of you becoming powerful. There's something within you, a spark within you that's wanting to shine, that's more powerful, that the world needs, and it's worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end. So that's the message I'm getting for you. I haven't even pulled a card for you. Okay, I'll pull a card. One card. So we have the King of Swords in reverse. So it's definitely, yeah, I am feeling like this is somebody that's been in your life that wasn't actually good for you, but you thought they were, and it's not. It's something that you need to take that power back and give to yourself. And it's to do with the mind, because swords are to do with the mind. So your mind is seeing yourself as less than what you are. And so you'll only bring in people that see yourself as less than what you are. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Ane. Hi, Ane. Good to see you. We should have a little chat. I haven't had a chat with you for ages. Okay, so we've got temperance coming in, a balancing of oneself, growing. You're growing something. I've never even noticed that in this card. See the flower that's growing in the center here. You're growing something. Something's growing in you. A lightness, an understanding, a fulfillment. Ooh. 10 of Wands in reverse. You no longer got the burden. You're no longer carrying the burden. You're putting the burden down. Yeah, even the 9 of Swords in reverse. These things were the things that were holding you back. 9 of Swords is like waking up in the middle of the night and feeling like everything's against you and that sort of thing. And I feel like there's something that you've worked through, though. I feel like it's more of I've worked through that past life. Okay, I've worked through that past life. Finally, I've got a space to grow something. That's what I'm getting for you. So yeah, you've done some work and you're growing something. I don't know what, but yeah, I'll leave it there. Who else have we got here that wants a reading? Rebirthful. Fresh start. I'm getting that message for you. Fresh start. Yeah, well, you're going to have a lot of choices. 7 of Cups has come out. So this can be a little bit discombobulating of, and now where do I go? I have all these thoughts and these things that I want to bring in. Which one do I choose? Well, choose whatever one makes you feel happy in the moment and be fully present with it. And then if the next day you choose something else, be fully present with that. I would just be fully present with whatever you choose. Justice is on your side. I think you've gone through the mill and back with justice because it did come out in reverse. Like you felt out of balance because the world wasn't seeing you as you knew yourself to be, but then there was part of you that wasn't seeing you as you knew yourself to be either. It would be a natural reflection to that, but it's something that you're going to move towards choosing something or choosing a path. If you even try to, dabble in a whole heap of different things, and then by the end of, I don't know, this year or even a month or even a week, you just went, oh, wow, I know what I want to do because that one made me even happier than all the others. And so then you've got to focus, and then you can turn the tarot cards into the eight of wands that we showed at the beginning with the other people's readings, and you've got clarity of focus. So yeah, just play with it. Play with the choices that are coming up. Okay. Who else have we got? Can anyone tell me how to pay? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much for that donation. I really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Right. Who else have we got there that's wanting a reading? So I have to kind of go back. Did I do Nicole? God, see, I forget who I do readings for. Hello, Wade. Ambassador Bobby. I love you. That's so cute. Gigi, did I do one for you? I'm not sure where I left off. If someone wants to, if I miss you, then just quickly write yes, please, so that I know that I missed you, because I'm kind of lost as to where I am. Have to use my logical mind to look at that, read it, and then I'm out of my channel mind. So yeah, which I tell my logical mind to shush. Yeah, if anyone wants to be part of AMAKEL, I have a school going that's on Patreon. Has heaps and heaps and heaps of telepathic lessons. The next lesson I'm doing is a telepathic mystical world lesson, and I got some lessons in that on there as well, which is following my other channel, Codes to a New Reality, which is on YouTube. If you want to go take a look and subscribe to Codes to New Reality, there's all these little 3 to 10 minute long videos that have very powerful messages in them as well. Okay, anyone else that wanted a reading? Cherie. I knew I'd missed somebody. Cherie. Okay, they want you to relax so that you can bloom. Relax. They're literally showing me really take hot baths and with magnesium salt, and go out into nature and relax. The more relaxed you are, the more you're going to open up to gifts that you were looking for. The more you're opening up to these gifts. It's almost like you've done quite a bit of shadow work, and so you've done almost enough to now just go, now relax. So, oh my God, all that shadow work, now relax. Oh. But I can't, because I've still got this kind of game playing on in my head a little bit about what happened. It might come back and forth. Okay, so yeah, you're moving into becoming an empress. Look at that, how beautiful. You're rewriting your contract. You were playing the game that you were playing from life after life, and now that game's coming to, or even this life, you are playing a specific energy field, and they want you to relax so that you can become the empress. because it's now it's like, well, at any given time I can use my logical mind to get myself out of that mess anyway. At any given time I can use my feeling and my intuitive mind to get me out of a mess that comes anyway. So that means I can relax now. But there's definitely an opening of you into flowering, into a blooming, into a flower. Like they were showing me at the beginning that you're a flower that was unopened and blooming. But the only way for a flower to bloom is to relax. Yeah. And then you become this empress, which is what you're looking for. Okay. Ethereal. 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 Why is your name like bringing up stars? Maybe you're going to have some sort of contact. Okay, ethereal. Because 3 of Wands, searching for something, and here's your 9 of Pentacles. I actually think, take a look at the stars at night. I think you might see something. I think something wants to show itself to you, like a UFO or something. Something, they're not unidentified flying objects when you know that they're benevolent beings looking out over us and giving us gifts. But yeah, for some reason, straight up with your name, it's like taking out to the stars, and the stars twinkling, and a gift and something coming, or yeah, there's something for you in the stars. Go take a look. Don't try anything. Don't go, oh, Bobby said this is gonna, like, don't try. Just go and lie down. It's almost like when you close your eyes, you just feel into the peacefulness of everything, and you will open your eyes at the right time. You don't try like searching and making sure you can see every part of the world out there. It's not like that. It's just, I'm just relaxing, and then I open my eyes at the right time. Yeah, learning to use your intuition with that. Thank you, Ethereal Moonlight. Thank you so much. Who else have we got here? Shuri, thank you. Done. I think I've done everyone. Yes, please, Nicole. Yeah, I think I've done everyone. Okay, well, we will leave it there, and until Tuesday when I do the channelings, the new channelings, and I'll have a new hidden codes. I think this next new hidden code, I'm being pulled towards hidden code of the pineal gland, hidden codes of our pineal gland, or the Brahma cave that's in the central point, which is the opening of all this wisdom. I'm feeling I'm to do a hidden code for that one, and then I will probably do a lesson on that one on my AMAKEL for those that are in the Patreon AMAKEL, which is only like a few dollars a month if you want to go join. And yeah, plus I'll be doing the new Mystical World telepathy game. So love you guys heaps. Until next time. Bye.